This video introduces how to configure the features for communicating with users by email. The system can take action in response to email messages from users and send email notifications to users. First, let's look at inbound email actions, actions that the system takes in response to messages from users. When the system receives a message from a user, it can respond based on the contents of the message. This lets users perform system functions by email, like creating or updating an incident or change request. The system can take two types of actions in response to a user's message. It can make changes to a system table, or it can send the user an email message in reply. Let's look at an example. Suppose Beth is having trouble running a report she needs. She sends a brief email message to the system describing the problem. It's just an ordinary message. She doesn't have to follow any special format. In response, the system creates a new incident. The system uses information in the message to populate fields in the new incident. The sender's name goes in the caller field, and the subject line becomes the short description. As system administrator, you control what the system looks for in each message and the actions that the system takes in response. The base system comes with predefined actions for creating or updating an incident or change request, replying on a live feed, and many more. You can see a list of the current actions at System Policy, Email, Inbound Actions. You can modify these actions and create new ones of your own. To create a new action, click New. To view or edit an existing action, we click the name in the list. Here's the name of the action and the type of action to take. Here's where you choose whether the system updates a table or sends a reply email. For a record action, here's where you choose the table that the action applies to. The When to Run tab shows the conditions under which the action will run, including the type of message and conditions for the content of the message. Here, since there are no conditions for the content, the system will create a new incident for every new email. If the action is a record action, the Actions tab lets you specify the updates that will be made in response to the email message. You can set specific field actions here. For example, we could set the State field to New, but we won't do that here. And you can include a script to perform other actions. This script sets several fields in the new incident record based on information in the email. As we saw with Beth's email earlier, the person who sent the message becomes the caller in the incident, and the subject line becomes the short description. If the action is a reply email, the Actions tab lets you create the email. The Description tab lets you include a description of the action to help viewers understand what it does. This description includes a sample user email and describes what the action does in response. Now let's look at notifications, email messages that the system sends to users to inform them of system events. Notifications are triggered by changes to system tables. Whenever a record is created or updated, the system can send an email message to certain users to inform them of the change. For example, if a user closes an incident, the system can send a message to the user who opened the incident to let her know it's been closed. Remember Beth, who was having trouble running that report earlier? When she created the incident, the system sent her a notification that the incident had been opened. As system administrator, you control the changes that trigger notifications as well as their content. To see the notifications currently defined in the system, navigate to System Notification, Notifications. The base system comes with a variety of notifications, and you can create new ones of your own. To create a new one, click New. To view or edit an existing one, click the name in the list. Here's the name of the notification and the table it applies to. The When to Send tab shows the conditions that trigger the notification. In this case, the notification is sent whenever a record is updated and where the incident state field is closed. The Who Will Receive tab shows who will get this notification. You can send to individual users and to groups. And here's a handy trick. The Users, Groups, and Fields icon lets you send notifications to users or groups referenced in the record that triggers the notification. For example, selecting Caller will send the notification to the main email address of the user who reported the incident. You can also expand a user field, such as Caller, to specify a different email address, like the user's personal address or the user's manager's address. The What It Will Contain tab shows the content of the notification. You can specify an email template to use a predefined message, or you can type a subject line and message of your own. You can customize the message by adding information from the record that triggered the notification. Here, the subject line contains the incident number. You can choose fields from the record here. You can also customize the message using a script. You can see those scripts here. For example, this one provides the closed by and closed notes for the incident. For more information, please consult our product documentation, knowledge base, or podcast, or ask a question in the ServiceNow community.